Okay, get ready.
I'm ready.
We're live.
Art of Relationships radio show is copyright known as the use any part of the show without express written consent from myself, Greg Dudzinski, or the Art of Relationships. Thank you.
Welcome to the Art of Relationships radio show. Greg welcomes live calls from listeners and helping with numerous marital and relationship problems. There will be no more tit-for-tat arguments. Greg gets to the root of couples' challenges in a rapid, matter-of-fact format, plus applies compassion and humor. Join in discovering how to improve your relationship and your own life. Listen, laugh, and climax. Greg is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan. To others, he's simply known as Detroit's Love Guru.
Hey everybody, we're live. We're coming to you, Art of Relationships radio show. We're a couple minutes late. That's my fault. Say hello to Stacy here.
Hi.
She is getting a dating blog together. So this show will be mostly for the single people or those people that are going through maybe a divorce and looking at re-hooking up with somebody else, or they're going to be maybe a breakup as well. So they're going to be going to some dating, maybe do's and don'ts. And also, as always, you can give us a call, 313-614-9498. Or as always, join the discussion below, right below the post. Throw out your questions and everything else. I still have to bring it up. Hopefully everything will work out okay. If the audio or video quality sucks, let me know, please, in the discussion. Or you can also give me a call and let me know as well, okay? So we are going live. We're going to talk about some dating insights. And when you think about that, you know, what are some things you look for? We know, do they have a list of 20 questions? Do they have a checkoff list that they meet for maybe their potential Mr. Right? Anything else? Go ahead.
I mean, some women do, I think, but I think most people are looking for just a good guy.
Oh, okay. What's your definition of a good guy?
So my definition is going to be different than somebody else's, but...
What is your definition of a good guy?
Okay, so I'm not one of those people that has a particular list, but I want somebody who's emotionally stable.
What the hell does that mean, emotionally stable?
So he's not crying every day, he's over his past relationship.
Okay.
I don't know, let me think about that and come back to that. Because I want qualities like, I'm a single mom, so I want somebody who's going to love kids because I'm a package deal, and I know a lot of single women out there have kids, or single guys too.
No, and we're going to talk about, dating, what, parameters with kids. What do you do? Is there a theory? When do you introduce potential, significant others to your kids, whatever? The old adage is you wait 6 months, a year. What happens if you're great and all of a sudden your kids hate the woman, hate the guy? Then what do you do?
That happens.
It does happen.
Yeah,
so
sucks.
what do you look at the situation, what do you do,
So for me, I kind of feel like I don't want to mix that until I know that guy's going to be around, because I don't want my kids to get too attached to the guy. But
right.
That's just me personally.
So what happened? So you'd want to introduce right away?
No. I'd want to wait.
So what happens if you meet this Mr. Right and 6 months, whenever your thing is, you go on and you look at that, you know what? They hate him. Now what? And you're madly in love with them.
Well, I know that happens, but I think that if you're dating somebody, you're thinking about your children, and if they're going to mesh with this person, and if this person's going to mesh with your kids. Personally, my kids come first, so I want to pick somebody who's going to be good with my kids.
Ooh, how do you know that?
I guess you don't.
How do you
but your
know? You
judgment
don't
of character, you're judging somebody's
They
character.
could be a great guy,
right?
but they don't jive with your kids. Everything else is, now what? He's great sexually, you kiss him and your soul just melts, then what happens? You introduce him to the kids, now what? What the hell's going to happen? Or maybe he don't like your kids. Maybe your kids are spoiled brats.
Right, that could happen too.
Then what the hell happens? And we all know your kids in the step-family dynamics, I've said on numerous shows, come into play, and then what happens if he says, peace out? Or I'm only going to see you when, you don't have your kids.
That's not going to work. I mean, if you want a successful long-term relationship, you need somebody who's going to drive with your kids. I mean, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Okay. I would think that's just not going to work.
Then what would you do? You're madly in love with them.
My kids come first.
He makes you have 20 orgasms in a session.
Yeah,
then
well,
what?
I mean...
Don't tell me
I've
toys.
got something that can do
you
that.
got toys, but it's not the same,
It's not the
Stacy.
same.
You
It's
know
not.
that.
I
You know it's not the same or anything. So going out there, if you want to throw in, what your parameters are in the dating world, what you would come up with, and what do you want to see, and do you have a list? This goes for women and guys. I know mostly women follow the show and everything else. When you're in the dating realm, especially, what do you look for? And I jotted down some things that we're going to talk about today that you look for when you're on a date. One thing about me, I don't want someone that is negative. I don't want somebody that is always negative, bashing. Everybody knows the old proverbial, the old proverbial gray cloud, right? Everything sucks. Life sucks. Oh my God, and it's like, oh man, it's hard enough to try to be positive within our own self. And I do this for a living and trying to pump up everybody. And it's like, damn, I got to do this 24/7, 365. What are some other things that you don't want to put up with? What about you?
Well, the big one for me is emotional intelligence or emotional maturity. So somebody who's going to be able to be my rock, and I'm going to be their rock. So they're over their past relationships. They're not somebody who says to me, like, oh, my ex, she's so crazy. And then my ex before her, she is a nightmare, crazy. Like, I know.
What if he's right?
Well,
what if they were?
If everybody's crazy, come on. What's the common denominator? I mean, usually it takes two people to make a relationship, two people to break a relationship.
You're making bad choices, right?
The person who's saying everybody's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
You're making bad choices.
Right.
And everybody's I talked about other shows before about me having a tattoo about I want whack chicks right on my forehead. So, you look at other things too. What are, being negative is one thing. Emotional stability, you mentioned. How do you know if they're emotional stable within, say, the first date? Let's talk about first date scenarios. How do you go to a second date? How do you know it's going to go to a second date?
So.
And what do you tell your friends, coworkers, anything?
About the first date?
Do you talk about, what it takes to go to a second date?
Heck yeah, we do.
We're
talking.
So what is that?
We're
What do
talking
you
at
need?
work. There has to be chemistry for a second date. You have to think, like, I can, within 5 seconds whether somebody's, like, you can sit there and talk with them and you're attracted to them.
Within 5 seconds.
Like, within a minute. 5 seconds might be a little too, but quickly.
5 seconds.
Maybe a minute.
A minute?
I don't know.
It might be 5 seconds, right? The old scenario,
quick.
Whatever. And I'm trying to pull up the discussion so I know I'm not paying attention to the camera people and everything else. So I'm looking at, what's going on and what the questions are, if people are going to jump into the comments section. So everybody, as always, you can also give me a call, 313-614-9498. And I am going to be raffling off 3 books, actually right here. Going to be raffling off 3 of them later on in the show, maybe right after the break. And I'll have a list of the winners. And like I said, unfortunately, you needed to share about tonight's episode on your timeline. And also, unfortunately, like I said before, I want it to be fair. So if you want a copy of one of my books before, unfortunately, you're not going to be eligible. But you still can share the videos all over the place, okay? So when we're getting at, the first date aspects, one thing I talk, the negativity. And part of the negativity, we talk about, what about being jaded? How many people you look at being jaded when you're in a relationship or, going through, after a divorce, a bad breakup, all of a sudden you're jaded. Everyone sucks. We know the proverbial woman haters, the man haters, that, so you're like, why are you even dating if you think every woman is bad or every man, why are you even doing this? Right? Have you run into anybody that has been jaded?
I have, yeah. So in my experience, there's been people that have been cheated on, and they assume that you're going to cheat on them. Have you seen that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because, and I get it, because you don't trust.
Right, but why are you, like you
But
talk
I
about
haven't-
carrying
yeah.
baggage, right?
Yeah,
You talk about carrying
You
baggage.
can't assume that the next person is going to do what somebody else did.
No, but how difficult is it to get away from that scenario? How
Well, yeah,
difficult
because
is it?
you're scared. You're scared to trust again, and I can understand that.
But you can't allocate that everyone's going to cheat
right,
on you,
right,
right?
right.
Or beat your ass, or what else?
Right. Well, we all have baggage, right? I mean,
We all
everybody's
do.
had experiences. They've been good. They've been bad. And the bad ones, I like to think that I've learned from. I've learned what I don't want, right?
Okay. Now, how many people go out and you know exactly what you don't want? When you're going on a dating aspect, how many people out there know exactly what they want, what they don't want? Or do you have a good idea? Or do you just go by the seat of your pants and whatever happens, happens? Ooh.
Yeah, I don't
What
know.
do you
I
do?
mean,
You don't know. I'm asking you
Yeah.
personally.
I go with what I feel. You really have to trust your gut when you're dating. You have
Yes.
to trust yourself. But you
Ooh.
also have to go with, you've had experiences, so you bring that to the table.
So you can tell if you are, if the person's whacked, if they're emotionally unstable. What if they hide it well?
Yeah, there are good manipulators. They're good hiders.
But how do you tell?
I think that stuff shows its face. It's if you listen to your gut, because I can't speak for other people. I'll speak for myself.
Right.
There have been times where I've had that gut feeling, and I just let it slide. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. No, that's just me, not And no, I should have listened.
Nervousness, whatever,
Yeah,
those type of
yeah.
aspects, right?
Listen to yourself.
What else? And one thing about me, people that know me personally, whatever, students over the past, even client, today we're joking around with a couple today, right? Supposed to be all crying in tears and miserable, and we're joking around almost the whole session, which is good because I know things are going well then. But you look at, what about somebody that cannot take a joke?
Yeah, that's not good.
If someone
You
can't,
have to have laughter in your relationship.
you have to.
Especially when things get heated. If you can just step back and just find the humor in it.
But how do you know, say, I know I'm funny, but you don't think I'm funny? Now what?
Well, maybe you're not. I don't know. Maybe you're not being funny.
Maybe you're not being funny?
Maybe you don't have the same type of, compatibility in humor.
You.
Right.
If someone's dry sense of humor,
Right.
somebody is not, right? Okay, what other aspects or dating taboos would you say you stay away from? Personality traits, behaviors. We all know if they're picking their nose in front of you, you know what? That's not good unless you're into a relationship, maybe
Yeah, so you're way
4
comfortable.
months. No.
You're picking your nose.
What other aspects would be a good indicator to stay the hell away? We talk about jaded. We talk about emotional instability that Stacy brought up. No sense of humor. Can't take a joke. Maybe too serious. Or unless you're two people that are serious, you don't joke, then you're probably going to get along fine. Everybody has an individuality, what they want, what they don't want. And the thing is, how many people, when you talk about your gut instinct, right? And you know it's not just going to work, but you know what? He's a nice guy. I'm going to give him another chance than you do. And it's like, damn it, I knew. Mm-hmm. Have you been there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I got to hear these stories. Tell everybody. No.
I mean, that I could go on with stories about, narcissism is a big thing with that.
Right.
People that are narcissistic are so charismatic and charming, and can be very lovable. And then there's this little
Well, you're
manipulation.
telling me I'm narcissistic
No,
because
I don't
I'm
think
charming,
this is about you.
lovable.
No, you're
like,
charming,
whatever.
but not. I'm talking past experiences.
Okay. The big thing, I know the hardest thing we talk about, getting cheated on. When you've come through a bad relationship, very negative, very toxic, and it's very difficult to put yourself out there, and you look at, are you certain behaviors, certain little things that you're on a first date, maybe a second date with somebody if it goes to that far, and then you're looking at, little behaviors, you know what? When you look at, oh my God, you remind me of the ex, and it was toxic, it was bad. That tells me that, and with clients over the years too, that tells me you're not ready to date. Because if those are triggers, emotional triggers, that you assume, it could be someone told a joke, or the way they smile, the way they talk, or maybe they're passionate when they speak, and all of a sudden you think, oh, he's got anger issues, he's got anger problems, I'm not getting away from that. And all of a sudden it could be a great match. And what do you do to try to avoid those situations?
I think you got to be happy with yourself before you can be happy with somebody else. Before you can love somebody else, you got to love you.
Right.
You
But
know,
how
so
does
if
that
you're-
happen?
So after a bad marriage, a relationship that's gone south,
Right?
I think it's good, although you want to jump in quick with somebody else because it's painful, I think you got to feel the pain for a little bit. I think you got to figure out who you are now and before you get in with somebody else.
I agree. And I think, they talk about a healing process, and everybody's different when first dates and trying to not bring baggage in. But when you're hurting, you're lonely,
Yeah,
it's
it
very,
sucks.
it sucks.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do when,
But you got to feel it.
you need to be able to deal with it. And I tell people, the more you try to push it away, the harder it is to push away, to get away. So you want to get rid of the baggage, but a lot of people, they're lonely, they think they're ready to date, and all of a sudden they start judging everybody based on their
The
ex.
last person. Mm-hmm.
And it's not healthy, and it's one of those situations where you need to be able to step away from it and look at, excuse me, if I'm really ready to date, but then what do I do because I'm lonely, whatever, you need to hang out with friends, maybe
Right.
family members, that type of things, and that you're not ready to date. You're
So
not ready to
true.
get in that situation. So, what other aspects? I want to hear from people out there. Give me a call, 313-614-9498. And also join the text before, or the discussion below, and let me know what is happening as far as what you would do, what you would not tolerate, and maybe if you have a scheme that's going on that you have on a first date, or you, like me, I don't go in with expectations. I go in, try to meet, try to learn from somebody, and you go from there. I don't go with a script. I don't go with a list of 20 questions. I only use 10 questions. No, I don't use any. Just see how it flows, and you go from there. And I want to know, what your take is on, what you would do out there. And you can join the discussion below. I'm looking at, it might be the laptop that's having issues. I'm like, where the heck is everybody tonight? I want you, we got a list going out, Stacy and I put together, and talking about, now I want to talk about your red flags.
Yeah, I have many red flags.
The red
Yeah.
flags, you have many red flags?
I do, yeah.
Sweet. That people can look at you and say, you got red flags, so peace out, get away from Stacy, right?
Yeah.
So I want to know, what are the red flags, the intuitions, but in order to have an intuition, it's, what's happening, what's going on, what are the red flags?
So I've had two scenarios go on, and they're kind of opposite spectrums. But one is the person who falls in love with you like really quickly.
Okay.
That's a red flag to me.
Okay.
I just
Why
think
is that a red flag?
sometimes that happens.
Maybe you're
Sometimes
just,
that
you
can
got it
happen.
all going on.
I don't know. I think that it takes time. Like you gotta kind of get to you don't know what somebody's like when they're hungry and bitchy. Like in the first couple dates. Like you gotta wait to see kind of the whole person. You could be having feelings. You could be enjoying your time with them, but that doesn't mean that you're in love with them.
No, not at all. What if they're just in lust with you? Would you
Yeah.
want someone in lust with you?
I've had that. And that
Have you?
that
Oh,
works.
look it. She's being arrogant
No.
now.
I felt that way. I've had people.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Sweet.
But that's not really sustainable. Like that's not. I mean,
Why not?
great sex is great as long as there's other components to the relationship
Like what?
too, like emotional stability and maturity and having fun together and.
That sounds boring.
Really?
So do you no? So do you look at when you're looking at the situation to where emotional stability and the red flags? So you're looking at, okay, one red flag is somebody falls head over heels in love with you.
It's
Okay.
it's kind of a turn off when somebody's like so into you so quickly.
Okay. A turn. Oh, now this goes to here we go. Now we're getting on topic, and we're looking at each other, and I'm trying to find out
Yeah.
where everybody is on discussion. But I think the laptop is it's a crappy laptop, so I'm not able to see the discussions that readily.
Glenda's here. Glenda, where are you?
Yeah, Glenda, she's here. Throw your questions out there too. And I know a couple other people are out there. But usually we see, that's why I'm wondering if it's laptop. Usually the discussion is going there's a lot of people in discussion.
Is
So
it
I don't
me?
know. It might be. Yeah, actually, it might be
me.
Stacy. She's chasing everybody away, or maybe the topic of the dating aspect and what you are. And I know a lot of people that follow me, on Facebook, Instagram, everything else. That there's a lot of single women out there that they're jaded. They're dating's not for me, Greg. I heard it when I posted, when I did a little video this morning, when I announced I'm going to be raffling off 3 of my books, that a lot of people are looking at, dating sucks. It's not for me. Love's overrated. Dating sucks. I'm going to be honest with you.
I agree.
I hate dating. Dating sucks. But what are you going to do? You can, the old movie, Weird Science, where they make the hot chick or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm dating
I remember
myself
that,
years ago.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Mail order catalog. But what happens if they misrepresent? And not only that, when you talk about online dating, how many people, everybody knows about MTV's Catfish and all this aspect. When somebody misrepresents themselves on a first date, dated pictures, body descriptions,
that's what
how
I
would
hear.
you handle? Oh, how would you handle that?
That hasn't happened. I don't think that happens from women's end. And at least in my perspective, I haven't had guys who they didn't look like their pictures or.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
But I
I've heard
hear
it.
that from guys
I've
all
heard
the
it.
time.
I mentioned this a couple shows before that I've had that. I didn't even recognize people that I was supposed to meet up with. I was ticked. I was pissed off. I don't want to be misled. I'm not going to mislead anybody else. So when I tell them I'm 6 foot, I'm 6 foot. Okay. No,
You're not 6 foot.
I know I'm lying. People that know me, they're going to say, yeah, no shit, Greg. But you look at, when they misrepresent on first date, right there, that's a key indicator. That might be like you were talking
That's a
about.
red flag.
Stacey, the red flag,
Yeah.
right? You know what? You're dishonest.
Right.
You're misleading. Well, I thought we had a great conversation. We emailed, text, whatever before we met. And then you meet in person and it's like, oh shit. What do you do, right?
Yeah.
How would you handle that situation, Stacey? I know I'm putting you on the
You
spot.
are. It's a good question. It hasn't happened, but I think in the world of online dating, it's tough because you're putting your best foot forward. You're saying here's what I like. Here's these things about me. Here are my pictures, and you're putting your most flattering pictures, and it's kind of a fake world.
Right.
It's not the real you. You're not putting pictures of yourself like when you're got mascara dripping down your face and you're crying, and it's the best version of you.
Oh, wouldn't that be? How many people?
First morning shot.
How many people would do that? This is what I look
wouldn't
like
do
in the
it.
morning.
I wouldn't do it. I'll be honest.
Why?
Because
This is the real you,
it is.
right?
It's yeah.
And you know when you wake up next to somebody and you go, oh shit, I wasn't ready for this. That you want this to be able to look at. If they come real, they come legit. You know what? This is me. This is all of me.
It would be refreshing to see that, though. It'd be funny.
What about how many people would be brave enough? And you know what? This is what I look like naked, no matter
no.
what.
No.
How many people would you?
No
would
way.
you be
Are
that
you
real?
crazy?
What if
No.
some? And that you run into people that, like I've run into it, where the pictures had to be, I'm being nice, 10 years old,
Right.
and yeah, I can be shallow. I'm gonna say probably 40 pounds, 50 pounds heavier than.
Yeah, there's got to be somewhat of an attraction, though, and you're going to meet up, so you can't do that.
They do. I'm telling you. And I've heard from other women, clients and everything too, that men do it too. It's not just women.
I haven't had that. Okay. What I see is that the picture in the gym, or the selfie with sometimes the shirt off or the pants unzipped, and
It's not hot. Be honest.
I do
How many
not-
ladies are
I do
turned
not
on
wanna
by
see that.
You know what? Look
I'm
at
like,
those abs.
No, yeah. Guys think that that's like the shit.
I'm
and it's
asking.
not. No.
How many women? And I freaking unfortunately know women, but most women, not all. But you look at the situation. How many women look at you know what? You share your Facebook images of Channing Tatum, with the abs and the body and all this, and all some women. Oh man, I want that. Women are just as shallow as men. So you know what?
I'd rather see a guy in a suit. I'd rather see a guy in jeans and a t-shirt. I don't know. That's just me. It's not every woman, but I don't want to see those pics.
Oh, here we go.
Is that just me? Ladies, chime in.
No, I want to. Yeah, I know. No kid.
Yeah.
How many ladies want to see
The gym pictures?
The gym pictures. You know what? And
You can tell when
and the
somebody's in a
wife
suit.
beaters.
Yeah.
And the 1970. I call them nut hugger shorts. You know. I hope those don't ever come back. You know, the old nut hugger gym shorts and stuff. Hey, Sharon, we're up. I would love to be dating, but my husband wouldn't like it.
Sure.
Sharon, welcome. Oh, it's so cool to see you on here. Glenda, you mentioned that's all I do is online dating. POF, not a site for relationships. Glenda, you know what? I've heard many things about POF. A lot of people want hookups. They get dick pics. You know what? I don't ever hear about men getting any boob shots. That's not fair.
I bet they do.
That's
I bet
not
they do
fair.
on POF.
Are you speaking from experience?
No, I'm not, but I would think so.
Okay, everybody check out POF to see if Stacy is on there.
I'm not on there, I promise
If she
you.
has any boob shots
No.
out there, okay? Or any ass shots, you know, with a thong or whatever. So we look at the situation to where, you know, that attraction is definitely, it's important. It's crucial. I think most people know this. Some people, you know, they're going to say you're shallow. Men are, you know.
It's equal.
It's
You vote,
equal.
yeah.
Women are shallow too. You know what? Women just don't admit it. The brave, the confident women, they're going to admit they're shallow. Excuse me. But the attraction needs to be there. Let's face it. If the attraction isn't there, you're not going to a second date, no matter how nice they are. Now, there's going to be some people, I know, I'm going to get bashed, Greg. I have no problem with this. I know somebody that went out with someone that is 5'6". You know, this is a woman that said she dated somebody for a while that was 5'6" by 5'6" by 5'6", and was fine, was happy, whatever. And you look at the situation, do you, that's okay for somebody, right?
Right, sure.
There's nothing wrong with that, but don't judge others if the attraction is not there, okay? Now, we are going to take a little break, and we're going to be back in a couple minutes. I'm going to play a song, so do not go anywhere, people. You're just going to see
Stay there.
Stacy for a little bit in my butt. No. So, we're going to be back in a few minutes. So
Feel
don't
like Chuck
go
Woolery, like 2 and 2.
anywhere.
Waking up, kissing the floor of a bathroom stall. This isn't any way to live, no, not at all. And every one of these kids is so original.
Are we off? We're off?
I get laughed at
You too?
because I put that on kitchen seals.
Okay.
When did I become so cynical? When did you become so lyrical? If only the ice beneath my ribs would crack. Red smile, black eye, I'm stuck, I guess. Didn't know bad luck could wear a dress. I meant I hate you when I said wish you the best. I'm a whore, just mention it. Tripped down for your attention. You missed a key suspension. I start to call myself the great pretender. Tell me where you remember when you used to stand for something more than this. I always think it's a yeah, the laughter turns to complete disaster. Even another name is born from your lips. So give me a sign now that this is alright now. It's all black and white now, but I just want it right now. So give me a sign now that I'm still alive now. I start to call myself the great pretender before they tell me why you remember when you used to stand for something more than this. I I always think it's happy ever after until it's a complete disaster. Till another name is falling from your head. So I call myself the great pretender before you tell me why you remember when we used to stand for something more than this. I always think it's happy ever after until it's a complete disaster. Till another name is falling from your head.
And we're back live, people. And welcome. This is the Art of Relationships radio show, and I have the mic. Hold on. And release the paper. Hey, welcome, everybody. We're coming back, and I know I'm going to get bashed. I think, where the hell is Cynthia at and everybody else tonight, man? Maybe, especially all the single people. I know there's a lot out there. I don't know if everybody is out there watching porn, playing with their toys, or what's going on. They're on a date. There you go. On a hump night. Hey, Rebecca, what's up? Hey, Greg, long time. Okay, currently online dating, and it sucks. POF is garbage. You know what? I hear this all the time. Now, Rebecca, I want to hear, we both want to hear, you know what are your experience of online dating? What do you look for? Do you have a list going on? Do you have a checklist? You know what? I'm looking for this red flag. I'm looking for this red flag. Are you paying attention to the person as a whole? And are you looking at the dynamics about, you know what? I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens. Or are you sort of have your date under a microscope? Ooh.
Here's my question.
I know I felt like under a microscope a little bit ago. But you look at the dynamics about, you know, what the hell happens and what do you want? And you know what? Do you have that person under a microscope?
Here's my question for, who is it, Rebecca and
Yes.
Glenda? So have you noticed a difference between POF and something like Match or eHarmony where people are paying to be on the website?
Ooh, good question.
I'm curious. I don't know.
You know what? I heard that it doesn't matter. I'm going to be honest with you. I heard it doesn't matter. I have vodka in here. No, I don't. It's just water. But you look at, I've heard that, you know, the free sites, you have a lot more, you know, guys sending dick pics.
Are those more for hookups?
It depends.
I don't know.
It depends.
Okay.
You know, you have ab pics that Stacy drools over that she likes to get. Do you look at the situation to where, you know, maybe there is a difference? I don't have that much experience with both, but I hear a lot about POF. A lot of it's not good, and that's coming from men, women, whatever, misleading. A lot of people on POF, you know, might be married, might be living with somebody, dating somebody, and they're looking for a side piece, and they lie. I'm not saying everybody does that on POF. It's a tendency. So you need to be careful out there. That goes for women and men too, because men, you don't want to run into some crazy chick with an axe, okay? I'm just saying.
Most women don't have axes. They can be crazy in different ways.
No, they just have butcher knives,
No.
right? They just have butcher knives. So you look at, you know, on the first date aspects, you know, going into a second date, how do you communicate that, you know what, I'm interested in going on a date with you? Now, ladies, do you always wait for the guy to, you know what, take the risk and say, you know what, I want to see you again. I think you're cool. You're ugly, but you're cool. I'm going to see you again. Or, no, I need more wine. Anyways, no. Or do you look at the situation to where, you know what, would you take the initiative? And I know people that had me in human sexuality class, students that didn't have me, but as a, students, whatever, in human sexuality class, I asked you about, would you ask a guy out? Would you ask for his number? And, I get maybe 2 out of 30 students, female students, that say, Greg, I would do that. Great. Terrific. The other ones say, it's the guy's job. It's, it's his job. It's a man's role. And I'm like, it's 2017. And when you peel all that away, let's face it, you guys are chicken shit. Let's face it. It comes down to insecurity. You're afraid to get rejected, so you want the guy to put himself out there first. Now, if you like a guy, or the guy likes a woman, and you want a second date, you want to see this person again, and hopefully maybe even continue, what do you do?
If you're a guy?
Or a woman. This is open to anybody.
I don't think that we're chicken shit. I disagree with you. I think that,
Ooh.
yeah, I do. I think.
So you would ask a guy out?
No.
Oh! Why?
It's not because I'm
Why?
Chicken, it's not because I'm chicken shit.
Because why?
Because I like for a guy to take the lead in that department.
Oh, why? Why is...
Because-
Oh, don't tell me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You're gonna railroad me.
No, go ahead. Throw this out there.
I don't know. Like, I think there's something to be said for like a strong guy that's like chivalrous. Like, I don't think that I'm like.
Chivalrous.
Yes.
What does that mean? Is that an old-fashioned term?
It's a little bit old-fashioned.
So
yeah.
are you being gender stereotypical?
A little bit, yeah.
So, Stacy, you tell
Yeah.
me. You know what? I'm going to throw this out there. Do you believe in premarital sex?
I do.
So don't tell me you're old-fashioned, right?
Well,
there we
I
go.
mean-
Yeah, I did set Stacy up for that, right? So don't pick and
I'm
choose
just
when you're
saying,
old-fashioned.
it's not because we're chicken shit. There's other reasons for it.
There-
I'm not scared to ask a guy out. It's not because I'm insecure.
Anyways, sorry, Rebecca, you mentioned that you're on Match 2, just as disappointing.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard all the dating sites suck, but you know, where else are you go? I'm not a bar hound. I'm not. You know, do I like going out for a few drinks and all this stuff? Yes, I do, but I'd rather go out and hang. I'm not one to go out and get smashed. And no, I'm not a party. I'd like to listen to maybe music. Be able to talk, have a few drinks, that type of thing is cool. But you know what? Are you going to meet people in a bar? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, it doesn't work out, but where else do you go? The workplace environment?
Scary.
You are looking
You're
for
stuck.
trouble.
Yeah. And a lot of people like myself, I work with primarily women, and I know a lot of guys work with a lot of guys, so it's not always an option.
No, it isn't. So online, it's a good thing, but you have to be careful. And do you also not only be careful, can you go into it looking at, you know what, can you be flexible? I tell people all the time, even clients that are, you know, went through a nasty divorce or a breakup, you know what, in their, you know, the grieving aspect of that, Greg, I think I'm ready to date. You know what do I do? And you know, there's online dating, there's people that, you know, if they go to church, if they community groups, people that know me, I've said this numerous of times, I do not do setups. I hate setups. You know, friends, family, I've had students try to set me up. I'm flattered. I'm not saying I'm flattered, but you know what? I don't get into that. There could be a lot of hurt feelings, a lot of, you know, especially if things don't work out, you're not, you know, oh my God, you think I'm attracted? No, that's just bulk, you know. And it's a very
That's
difficult
true.
situation.
Same experience, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been set up a few times, and each time just not nice person, just not my cup of tea. And then you feel kind of responsible to say to your friend, like, oh, I don't. Yeah, it's probably a good policy.
No, it's hard. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Rebecca mentioned, unfortunately, I don't get out, and that's my problem. 2 kids, work, home.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I wrote that down.
Oh,
That's part
there
of
you-
the problem. Like, Rebecca, I don't know how
I
old
don't
you
know where
are.
to go.
Yeah.
Actually, Rebecca knows me pretty well. She actually was one of my students, along with Sharon. Actually, where is everybody else? So they know me. Call me G, and you know, Master G, one of my nicknames. But there's a lot of, you know, things that go on, former students. So they know me. They know I love joking around, whatever. And it's very difficult. Where do you look for potential suitors?
Right.
Or is it suitresses?
I don't know.
What's the female term?
I have no
Suitor
idea.
is usually
Yeah.
a term
I think it
for
applies
a guy.
to both. I don't know.
Does it?
I don't know.
So, you know, where do you find them? Online, it is an option. I'm not saying it's a bad option. You just need to be careful. You need
I'm with
to...
Rebecca, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, you know, you've got, for me, same thing. I have 2 kids. I have a home that I have to take care of. I'm thinking about the lawn. I've got, you know, and I have an elderly mom that I'm taking care of.
Oh, yeah,
Right? I mean,
you
I have
do.
aging parents. I have kids.
Right.
I have a career. I have my house. And then I have to fit in, like, dating. And, like, you know, you almost need a spreadsheet to keep these people straight when you know, you're, like, hearing their story.
Oh,
right?
it's scary. Rebecca, You're 35? Damn, you're old. No, I'm teasing.
She's a baby.
She knows. You're old. Damn. No, she knows I'm teasing. She knows I'm a smart ass. So you look at the element, and it is difficult. It's
hard.
And people, women, out there, and especially, I love teasing. I love joking around with women, maybe ripping on them a little bit. I'm not serious, but I give a lot of single mothers like Stacy and everything else. You've heard me say this numerous times. If not, I want you to record it so you can play it back. I give a lot of single mothers a lot of credit. It balancing work, the kids and everything else, the day-to-day activities, cooking, running your kids through McDonald's every day. No,
soccer practice,
sports, dance, whatever. It's very, very difficult to balance. And I talk about self-care, and maybe part of self-care is getting yourself out there a date that you have a right to be loved, to be cared for too, and maybe get your satisfaction on, ladies. So you're able to do that, and it's a balancing act. And you look at, holy crap, Stacy's got a lot of things on here.
That's reminding me
She's
of another.
critical. Go ahead.
No, I'm just honest. That's another red flag. So when
you're honest, or are you? Someone says I'm honest, but that doesn't make you right.
No, it doesn't make me right.
Go ahead.
But
Stacy's perspectives. Go ahead.
I'm introspective. I can own it when I'm wrong, but one of the things that I notice, so let's say you go on that date with somebody who gets too clingy, who wants to see you, can you call me on your way to work? Can you stop by on your way from work? Can you come see me tonight? And for me, I need some space. Like I want to spend time. If I'm into you, I want to spend time with you. But I also want to spend time with my friends.
Is that a contradiction? What did you just say?
Repeat it back to me. I don't know.
I can't remember. Anyways.
If I'm into you, I want to spend time with you.
I want to spend time with you, but yet.
But I need space.
Leave me the hell alone.
No, I still need space.
Right?
Some of my time I'm just going to be devoted to you.
Right.
Some of my time I need to just spend alone. I want to chill
and
out and watch Bravo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to just watch crap TV.
Well, you want to watch Bravo?
I do, yeah.
Don't tell me you like Lifetime, too.
No, I don't really like Lifetime, but I do like Bravo. Okay. But I need time with my friends. I need some time with my family. I need balance. Like, I can't just...
Nice. So you need that. That's another thing.
I think the guy does, too, with the other person, right?
Absolutely.
They should have time with their friends and go out.
Absolutely. Family, and guys have kids, too, right?
Yeah.
So, and especially a lot of them, a lot of guys now, there's a lot of 50-50, parenting time, custody shared with a lot of parents, too. So they have times. But in that case, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have that parenting arrangement, let's face it, now you might have time to get out there and get your little, booty shaking and getting your date on, if you will. But then do you have parameters about what those are, what you want, and, do you have red flags that are definitely deal breakers? We all need those. We all have, deal breakers. Mine, I don't want someone that's an addict, that's a drug user. No one that's, an alcoholic, okay? Unless she's super hot.
What about recovery?
That's different. No, I'm teasing. Well, I'm teasing. What about what?
If they're recovered from their addiction.
You know what? It depends how long. That's a good question.
Okay.
Now you're getting personal. So, no, that's a good question. If they're recovering and all that, I would say, yeah, absolutely. If it's been, I'm recovering for 2 weeks, no. There's got to be some time in that situation, okay?
That's fair.
I want someone that's not racist, that's not discrimination against, race, social status, if you will. Those are big. Just, a nice person. I don't want someone that's biased, that's arrogant bitch, okay? Well, I'll say that. Someone that's just down to earth, someone that's affectionate, that's sensual, that's, but how do you find that out on a first date? You don't. But the key indicators, you want to be there. Someone that maybe there's just something. If you want to call it a vibe, an attraction, you talked about the chemistry aspect before, and you look at those elements to where, you might want to see that person before. Now, is it just your lustful loins that are attracted to this person, and you're not really paying attention to what they're saying, what they're doing, or, maybe
that's not
nonverbal cues? And, it happens. It happens with men, women. They could be totally attracted to somebody, and they're just like, bleh. Their blinders are on, and they're not. You're like, what? They contradict what they say. You catch them in little sort of white lies, like I said, contradictory actions or behaviors, and the words they say. You're like, what?
If you want a long-term relationship with substance and everything, I think you got to really think about what you're doing, who you're seeing.
I agree. So you need to look at, and I know Rebecca had another question out there. So where do I go to meet potential suitors? And Rebecca, we meant, the online aspect is one aspect. Okay, you want to be honest. You want to be legit, and that's all you can be. And you're hoping someone else you meet is going to be honest along with you. You try to weed them out. Do you have certain questions that you would ask? To see if they're legit, if they're real. And we all know, Rebecca, me, Stacy, that you're going to look at, people are going to lie. Men, women, they're going to lie. But then you look at, what do you do? And maybe somebody, could you ask, what's your Facebook page? Not that you're going to stalk them. Got it? That's not a good thing.
Says a lot.
But
though.
you know what? You can check out maybe if they're legit, if they're, Facebook, I got it on private, I got it on this, I get that. But maybe you can see if their pictures are legit. A lot of people with descriptions, men, women, doesn't matter, with their body descriptions, you see a lot of people that say they're average and...
They're not? Really?
No. They should be more into maybe
a few extra pounds.
Chunky, a few extra pounds, huge. I'm going to throw it out there. And I can't, I'm not looking at the guy aspects. I'm not checking out guys, so I don't know.
You
but
should
with
see.
the women,
it's slim pickings. I can tell you that.
With the women, I can tell you, there's a lot of them. Be honest, be real, own who you are, and I get that. It's the insecurities. You're looking for someone. You're trying to sell yourself, but you know what? If you sell yourself and it's a lemon, like a car, a junker, then what do? You want to be confident. This is me. You want to come real. And I advise this to my clients, to everybody else out there. You know what? Just be yourself and be comfortable with yourself. And if somebody doesn't like that, attracted to, you know what?
You don't want
it's
them
not
anyway.
about
Yeah.
you. You peace out to them, and someone will be there that is great for you.
Right. I totally agree.
Okay. Online dating nightmares.
Oh yeah.
We already talked about
the
that.
picture thing.
Now what else?
So, my experience, I've had some guys just like freaking rude messages. Like I'm just like.
Like what?
So my screen name is Please Be Normal, right? So people.
Please me normal.
Please be normal.
Oh, I thought you said please me normal.
No, please be
You know how
normal.
I'm telling you
where
how
you're
guys
going.
guys could read
So
into that.
guys would be like, well, what does that mean? So I've explained, like, well, it's different for everybody, but to me it means, and I kind of listed out the things that I listed, and I agree with you. I'm a very open-minded person. I'm very accepting, and I need somebody with that same philosophical background.
Right.
So this person went into the whole, like, political thing, and it just got really heated and really crazy. And I just had I didn't have an interest in replying. I just blocked them. Like, I don't want that in my life. It was just weird.
No, it's crazy. You wanna, part of the,
I'm certainly not gonna ask, want to go on a date.
You want to be real. You want to be honest. And I got to the point, where I'm not even embarrassed or anything. I get why you do it, but I'm still going to be ticked. And if you sell yourself one way and you know what? The reality is another way. I'm not going to spend 2 minutes with you. I'm going to call you out. I'm going to be polite about it, but I'm going to say, you know what? That's so not cool. They know what I'm talking about. I don't have to go into any other specific details. You know what? That's so not cool, and I'm going to walk away.
Have you done that?
Yes, I have.
Really?
Yes, I have. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I have. And, it's rude, it's shallow, you know what? Some women don't like short dudes. Oh, wait, I said I'm 6 foot. So some women are not into short dudes. I get it. I'm okay. I'm not going to lie about it. But that's, too bad. But Rebecca, you mentioned, oh man, all the men are athletic and trim. I get it. You know what? Am I athletic and trim? Yeah, I'm athletic. Am I trim? Am I decent? I'm okay. Do I need to work? Yeah, we all need work.
We should
whatever.
have those categories, like need to tone up,
Right.
honest ones.
I don't know. How would you describe me? Athletic? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not good with those categories.
Oh God,
I didn't
don't
even know
lie
how
to me.
describe
I put you
myself.
on the spot. How would you? I would say you're slim.
I said average. I don't know.
See, now should we have her stand? No, we won't put her on the spot and stand. No, her average is great.
Thank you.
But you look at, I think athletic. I'm not average. I'm not a Buddha. I put
They should have
athletic.
categories like beer belly. Like
Yeah, I know. Yeah, beer belly. Or how about, this would be cool. 3 months pregnant,
Yeah.
5 months, 6 months. No.
I don't know.
I got quadruplets. What would but with the dating aspect, you want people to be real. You want them to be honest. And everybody has the red flags. And one thing I'm going to suggest that you do is maybe write out, what are your red flags? What are your deal breakers? And these are one things that, do you get right out of the way on the first date, or do you just go with the flow? I'm one that's going to go with the flow, but I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to. That's why I suggest, meet for coffee, meet for, a drink, meet for water, whatever, and you meet with that. That way there's not the dinner pressure. There's not the, oh God, we're going to spend a couple hours together and I really don't want to do this. Remember, your time is valuable. The other person's time is valuable. We just talked about, especially the single mothers, single fathers out there, how valuable time is. You run into kids, you work, taking care of all the errands, the household duties, cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping, all that stuff. Running the kids here or there, whatever. I don't have that. My daughter's older, but I get it. I understand. I'm very understanding.
Yeah.
I'm very understanding with that. So why waste your time? And you've got to think about that. That's about respect for people in general. If you're out there, you're selling yourself one way, and you know what? That means you don't have respect for anybody else's time. I get it. You're insecure, but you need to grow up. You need to be emotionally mature enough to say, you know what? This is the way I am. Take it or leave it.
And there's somebody for everybody, so it's not,
You think so?
I do, yeah.
Even narcissistic people?
Sure. Probably
Doormats.
Probably an empath.
Empath, right? Doormats or anything else, okay? Well, we are going to say peace out to everybody out there.
Done?
We're done.
Oh, and so fast.
Yeah, it's about an
That
hour.
was so fun.
So,
All right.
so we are going to say good night. Everybody, thanks for listening, tuning in if this is your first time. I want to thank Stacy for being here, sharing her dating
Nightmares,
no experiences or insights. And, look at when you're going out there dating, be confident in yourself. I know it's easy. You know what? We all have insecurities. Me too. Everybody out there. So, you know what? Own them. Be okay with it. Be okay with yourself and be yourself. Don't try to put a facade on. Don't put a front on, okay? People are going to see through that. And this goes for not just women. It goes for both genders. You be real, you come real, and you be honest. And then you go from there. You know what? Show respect for the people you're with or potentially going to be with. And just show respect for people in general, okay? As always, peace and love to everybody. Oh, crap! You know what? I can't say goodbye to everybody. I need to raffle off books. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Everybody see my booty again.
Here they come.
I almost forgot. So, the winners, you can private message me your address. So, I know you want me to stalk you, but I'm not going to stalk you, okay? You can private message me your address. So, I need the winners out there that shared. Where were they? Rebecca Jackman, you won. You're going to get one of the books.
She's on there tonight.
Yep, she's on here tonight. And
Yay, Rebecca.
There is, oh, I had the list too. I'm sorry, people. Hold on a sec. Don't go nowhere. That, where'd it go? I'm pulling it up. I had the list, but I actually wrote it down and I left it somewhere. Hold on. Evelyn Gosh is another winner. And there is one more winner, and I want to say I know where she went. I just got to find her. Crap. Hold on, people. So, Rebecca Jackman won. Evelyn Gotch is the winner. And I want to say April, if I can remember her name. I'll get a hold of her, okay? I don't want to keep people waiting, but I know her name is April.
How many
And
Aprils can there be?
there it is. April Juretz is another winner. So April Juretz, Rebecca Jackman, and Evelyn Gauch, congratulations.
Woo-hoo!
You are the winner of the book. Private message me, and I'll put this up tomorrow morning, the winner, so you can private message me. I'll put it on the Facebook. And like I said, I am paying for shipping as long as you live in the continental U.S. or Canada. Like I said, I had a winner from Australia before, and it frickin' was like $25 was the cheapest to ship the book. So unfortunately, I'm not going to do that again. Can I? Maybe, but I'm not going to, okay? Thank you, everybody. Peace and love to everybody out there. Thank you, Stacy, for joining in.
That was fun.
Cool. And gonna say good night. Take care, everybody. Happy hump night.